When it comes to interview, we usually think about technical skills and a few rehearsed answers. But what truly makes an impression more than your resume are the interpersonal skills that you display during an interview. Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about certain skills that are needed, that are essential for an interview. The first and the most important one, in my opinion, would be your honesty and authenticity. Now, it's true that we all want to impress the board and land up with the job. But what happens is the interviewers, especially the experienced ones, they will be able to read your eyes, your face, and can tell if you are really genuine or not. So do not try to fake a personality that does not belong to you. Be yourself. Now we are coming to the second one, that is active listening. We have to be an active listener in order to give our answers judiciously and with prudence in an interview. If you are an active listener, you will be understanding the need of the employer, and as a result, your response will address those needs. So you will not be worrying about giving the perfect answers, but about the right answers. That is what the interviewer is actually looking for. Now that brings us to the next thing that is important, that is empathy. Empathy is like your silent superpower. Now some of you might be wondering that what has empathy got to do with an interview? But let us remember that empathy is not restricted to the emotional sphere only. It helps us in negotiating ourselves in the professional world. In an interview, an empath will be quickly able to identify the needs of the employer, even from their non-verbal cues, from their gestures, their nuances, etc. So what happens is a sense of mutual trust, understanding, and connection is established in that room. That is something which the employer values very dearly, because they are ultimately looking for people whom they can trust on. So you have to show that trust, you have to show that you are somebody who can be trusted on. Okay. Next, we come to the communication part of an interview. Let us remember that in an interview, communication is as much important as far as clarity is needed. You don't have to aim for precision all the time. Okay. So you might not be 100% confident about speaking in English in the interview, but do not let that stop you from expressing yourself. What I mean to say is that your nervousness, your anxiety, these are all very real, but do not let that reality overwhelm you. That is something which you have to keep in mind. Okay. So remember that the employer is not looking for grammarians or eloquent speakers, but they are looking for smart communicators, where you will be able to identify the need and respond accordingly. Okay. So you may have a limited vocabulary. Use whatever you have from that vocabulary of yours, but choose the words wisely. Your syntax, your grammar may not be perfect, they may not be flawless, but don't let that deter you from your intention to respond with prudence and clarity. Okay. So whenever you think that you are not being able to find the right word, you are not being able to express properly, just go with what your heart says. Just try and express what your innermost thoughts are in whichever way it is possible by you. Genuineness always holds a big value in an interview. Please always remember that. Okay. So if you look at the large number of polished, fluent English speakers, you will see that many of them are not theoretically correct speakers. Okay, so that is a fact. So while you are in an interview, do not constantly obsess yourself with the rules of speaking, with grammar, etc. Rather, try to bring about a natural expression. Try to bring about your own self. Try to express your own self, your ideas, your thoughts, and that will take you a long way. Trust me on that. Next thing about communication is you have to speak to the point. Do not beat around the bush. And if you do not know anything, say it clearly. That is professionalism. Okay. And that is again valued very dearly by the employers. Do not try to show that you know and then give some wrong or incorrect answers. If you don't know, say it clearly. The next important thing is your body language. Your body language is your silent communicator. So the way you walk into the room, the way you sit, the way you talk, everything sends a message. Your body language reflects your confidence. Look into the eyes of the employer. Do not try to avoid eye contact. Again, that will send mixed signals and also shows lack of confidence. So look into the eyes, maintain a cheerful demeanor, a gentle smile, sit upright, do not cross your arms, rest your arms on your thighs, and also use your voice modulation. Modulate your voice according to the emotions that you are expressing. That is again important. The next thing is your problem solving mentality. Now remember that every job entails some kind of challenges or problems that are endemic to that particular kind of job. So you may be given a situation, a challenging situation, and you may be asked to share your views how, if you were in that situation, what you would do. So you have to use your critical thinking skills, your problem solving skills, your conflict resolution skills, and come up with some ideas and thoughts. Remember again that this is not about how well you are able to answer or how well you are able to solve the problem, but more importantly about how you are approaching the problem. What is your mindset? What are the thoughts that are in your mind regarding the solution to the problem? An employer always looks for somebody who can bring resolution to all the conflicts that are there. So show it to them that you are having that skill. You can solve problems, you can tackle challenging situations. Use your critical thinking skills, your problem solving skills for that purpose. And the last thing that I would like to say is that there are certain very common questions which are asked in an interview, like tell us about yourself, or why should we hire you, etc. While answering those questions, do not just list your achievements. Try to connect your skills to the demand of the industry. It should not be more about me, rather it should be how you can contribute to the growth and prosperity of the organization. Remember, every organization is ultimately a teamwork. So if you are able to work in that team effectively, if you are able to adapt to the changing scenarios, to the changing needs and demands, you will always be in high demand. So that is again an important one. And lastly, I would say that always remember that an interview is not a test. It is a conversation through which the employer tries to see if you and they are a good match. So, your honesty, your awareness, your confidence, these are much more powerful than memorized answers, than cliched answers. So, finally, I would say that be yourself, express yourself naturally, and you will find that you have aced the interview. Okay, so if this was a useful sort of video for you, please comment and let me know. Also, share your thoughts and ideas regarding upcoming videos that I'll be making. And please don't forget to like, share, comment, and check out my social media handles. Thank you, everyone.